All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday night Free to Dream event. My name is Jo and I'm based in Port Hedland in WA, and tonight's really just nice and casual. We're just here tonight to share a few stories about a bunch of mums basically that's on here tonight, I think. Just some mums that we're sharing what we're up to. We like to help people with their health when it comes to plugging into an online health program. And then also we've got a little bit of a side gig going on from a business perspective. So we're going to share a few stories tonight. It's really about hearing some stories about what other mums are up to. And we're going to keep it all nice and casual and hear from a few girls. So like I said, my name is Jo. I've been part of the business now for over 2 years, and I'm going to share my product and business story when we get into it a little bit more. But what I'd like to do first up is go to Ange. Ange is going to tell us a little bit about why we're here from a product perspective. If you want to just take yourself off. Cool, Ange. Thank you.
Hi guys, so nice to have you all on here tonight, and I'm so excited for you guys that you're kind of taking that step to really improve your health and potentially your wealth as well. I feel so grateful for this opportunity and this program and the product. It's really done wonders to my life. So I guess as Jo said, my name's Ange and I've been in the wellness industry now for over 15 years. I guess the majority of that was based in the hospital, so I treated so many sick people. So I really got a really good idea as to what the state of our health is these days, and it really, really scares me because we spend all this money on treating disease, and we pay for antibiotics, we pay for doctor's visits, but we're really slow to kind of think about really putting that investment into our health. And I strongly believe that as a society, we really need to start doing that. So I have this real passion for bringing people back to that knowledge of getting into the real whole foods. I believe that if we focus on getting healthy and feeding our body the stuff that it really needs to be vital and energized, then our bodies, they'll heal themselves by themselves. And, so this is one of the reasons that I'm so excited and proud to align myself with this Juicy Body transformation. And, the mission of it is really to inspire healthy living around the world. As a society, like I said, we're getting sicker, we're getting fatter. Every other person has food intolerances and digestive disorders, like bloating and gas. It's not normal, but we're making it normal. And, there continues to be an alarming rise in chronic disease, and we have less joy and less energy. And so to me, it really goes back to this, it makes sense to go back to this whole foods way of eating. And so that's exactly what the JBT or the Juicy Body Transformation Program does. We know that deprivation doesn't work. We always just want more of what we can't have. And so it's really designed to help move people away from the confusing rules and the calorie counting, and just to bring deliciousness and simplicity back to healthy eating. And, I love that it's so family friendly, and it really emphasizes the importance of bringing healthy food cultures back into the home. Its focus is counting vitality, not calories. And, it just means that the results are sustainable for the long term. And, the beauty of going back to this way of eating is you can really ditch the dieting for good. And, the thing that I love about this program as well is that we understand that health isn't just the food on our plate. So, it's got hundreds of amazing recipes. I mean, they're designed by our own MasterChef finalist. And, but we have with it a complete transformation program. So, it includes setting yourself up for success with like pantry suggestions, shopping guides, meal suggestions. And it includes exercise guides, workouts, and an amazing support group with so many health professionals in it. But the other thing that I really love is it also looks at your mindset, because this is so important to achieving long-term success. And so the nutritional support we include in this program is Juice Plus. And as I mentioned earlier, I've been in the wellness industry for years. And although I was preaching the word of good health, I wasn't necessarily always practicing it. Like, I knew the importance of fruit and veggies and how important they are for our overall health and vitality, especially for looking at decreasing the incidence of chronic disease. And they're just so important for our everyday vitality. And so as a busy mum, this is so important for me to maintain a happy self, which includes which makes a happy family unit, because if I'm off my game, then everyone else absolutely suffers. So to me, it's a no-brainer. So we have the capsules here. I think they're backwards in this. And then we also have our omegas, and then we have our shakes. And we also have a child version of our capsules, which are the chews. And so basically we've got this amazing holistic nutrition plan that supports the digestive system, the circulatory system, and the nervous system. And so it's a complete solution to offer that vibrancy and vitality. And, you know, it's a really convenient way that I can optimize my fruit and veggie intake every single day. Like, I'm pretty good at my fruit and veggie intake, but I mean, even if I look back on my last week, like if you look back in your last 24 hours, and so like the minimal recommendation is 5 serves of veggies and 2 of fruit. Like, how has that gone for you? And, you know, I say that's a minimum because to have true vitality and energy, and for our hormones to function properly, you know, which is so important as mums that have gone through pregnancy and sometimes breastfeeding as well. Like, really, the recommendations are now pointing to over 9 serves of fresh, organic, and biodynamic produce a day. And I mean, realistically, one, who does this? Who has the time to do this? And who can afford to do this? And so, you know, it's also like really looking at getting that colours and variety into the body as well. And so much of the food we buy nowadays, it's grown from poor quality soil and water. You know, using pesticides and herbicides, we're cold storing, we're gassing. You know, we're eating out of season, and we've just really lost this connection to nutrition. So, you know, we need something else, and, you know, supplements is a great way to do that. So, you know, we can head to a pharmacy and find over 2,000 supplements, but you've got to ask yourself, are they working? And what are they filled with? And also, are they safe to consume long term? So, you know, Juice Plus, it doesn't come in synthetic derived capsules. There's no warning labels. They're safe to take pregnant, they're safe to take breastfeeding. And so, you know, if there's something that you can take in these like most vulnerable and precious times, you know it's got to be good for you. And so it's pretty much the closest to the real thing that you can get. You know, it's not designed as a meal replacement or a replacement for fruit and veg, but really just a whole food concentrate that's more an insurance policy, like bridging that gap between what we should be eating and what we actually are eating. And the other thing I love about these capsules, you know, they're tested to such an incredibly high standard. You know, there's no detectable levels of wheat, yeast, gluten, there's no sugar, there's no salt, there's no herbicides, there's no pesticides, no mold, no bacteria. So, you know, it's all these things that are real underlying precursors to disease. And, you know, then it's just encapsulated in a vegan capsule, and it dilutes really, really quickly in the body. And so I guess the skeptic in me that was like, oh, really, do they do what they say they're going to do? You know, and coming from an evidence-based health practitioner background, I love that Juice Plus is the most evidence-based supplement in the world. You know, there's now over 35 peer-reviewed medical journal studies, and, you know, the studies that actually like took actual blood from people. So they're looking at the changes happening at a cellular level. So, you know, you can't necessarily feel these changes, but there's proof that they're happening. And, you know, these are the changes to, you know, our DNA, and these are the changes that like matter. They're the things that stop us from getting these chronic diseases down the track. So I guess some of my favourite findings from these research studies is they show that they're bioavailable. So what that means is that there is an actual uptake in the blood, and it's showing like there's more phytonutrients and more plant chemicals and stuff actually in your blood. And also that ability that it has, especially at this time of year, I guess, to increase immunity and also to decrease inflammation, because we know that inflammation is pretty much the precursor to most chronic disease. So, you know, they've got this amazing ability to heal. So it really makes sense that when we increase the amount of fruit and veg we're getting in our diet, that our overall health is going to be improved. So, you know, our range of products are essentially whole foods, so the body is able to easily recognize it and absorb it. But because everyone is so individual and unique, you know, we don't know what this product will do for you. And, you know, we always, I guess, want to hear stories because we want to know if it's worked for other people and things. So I guess I'll just share really quickly what it's done for myself and my family. So for me, I came across this product in a time that my son was really, really unwell. He'd had it was kind of like this time last year actually, and he'd had a few hospital visits, and I was kind of like, I don't know what to do here, and this is kind of when the product came into my life. And so we started the kids on it, and I started on it myself. So since I started taking the product, I haven't had any colds or flus. we didn't have any antibiotics that winter once the kids got onto the product. So fingers crossed we're going to get through this winter the same. I feel very incredibly lucky for that. And also for me, it was just this underlying energy that I finally had again, because I was massively depleted after a twin pregnancy and breastfeeding. And, you know, I guess I was really at the end of my tether, and I didn't really have that much more to give. So, you know, I still get tired because my kids don't sleep, but now I have this amazing underlying energy that I can still do stuff, which I'm so grateful for. And I guess with regards to my husband, like, he's got way less aches and pains. You know, he's an athlete and he's also a carpenter, so it's really nice for him to be able to get up and be pain-free. And with my kids, like, I heard that apparently they make them eat more fruit and vegetables. I didn't believe that for a second, but you know, my kids are eating broccoli and things like that now, which they never really used to eat. So yeah, I'm really, really grateful, I guess, that I've come across this product, and I'm really blown away actually about the changes that it has made in our lives. And so I guess more stories, because that's what we're all about. So we're going to hear from a busy mama of 4, Carlina next, who's going to tell us her product story.
Awesome. Thanks, Ange. Hey, everyone. So the products came into my life about 18 months ago, and at the time I was in such a bad place. My stress levels were through the roof, to the point where I was grinding my teeth so badly in my sleep I actually snapped off my front tooth. So I was in a really bad place. I not only that, because of my stress, I was so depressed. I had massive anxiety, and I was so drained and tired. And at the time I thought I was healthy, but I certainly wasn't. I was working out every day and eating what I thought was, you know, enough fruits and veggies, but it definitely wasn't, because I was so run down, and I was living on Red Bull and chocolate to get me through the day, because I was literally falling asleep at the wheel when I would pick my kids up from school, and that really scared me, and that's when I knew I had to do something. So when the products crossed my path, they just made so much sense to me that by flooding my body with fruits and vegetables, it was only going to help me, because food is medicine, right? And I didn't believe in the pharmaceuticals. I knew that they were just going to mask my problems and not actually fix what was going wrong. So I thought, why not? What have I got to lose? And I jumped on board straight away. And within the first day, I was lucky enough, I actually felt like a totally different person. My body was that depleted. I actually wasn't absorbing any protein or any nutrients. So I'd just been tested for that. And after being on the products, they just flooded my body with nutrients, and I felt amazing. I had this sense of calm and happiness come over me for the first time in such a long time. And I haven't had a Red Bull since the day I started, because I haven't needed one. I've had that much energy to get me through the day, which has been amazing. And within a week of being on the products, my whole family jumped on board, and my kids, who have had eczema that badly that they were in wet wraps and using steroid creams for their whole lives, were eczema free just 4 weeks after being on our products, and they haven't had to go back to steroid creams, which is amazing. So I am forever grateful for finding these products, and will be on them for the rest of my life. So thanks, Jo. I'll hand it back to you.
Thanks, Carlina. I have not heard your story. That is amazing. So the kids, I can totally relate when it comes to eczema and how frustrating and difficult it is from a personal perspective. So as a mum trying to help kids with eczema, then, you know, it's a challenge. So that is incredible, and your results are just amazing. So I'm so happy for you. So I wanted to share a little bit about my story now as well. When this was first introduced to me, my daughter, I have 2 children, a 5 and an 8-year-old, and my daughter was getting really sick a lot of the time. We were living in southern WA, and she was getting chest infections all the time. So we worked out that she was on antibiotics at least probably once a month. Every little sniffle went straight to her chest. And it just made her sick. So it just made sense for me to be able to boost her immune system. I didn't know if it was going to work. I wasn't sure, but it was something that I was prepared to try, because what was happening was not only were, you know, I was worried about and putting that pressure on myself to make sure that I got proper meals on the table and all that kind of thing, and make sure that the kids were looked after, but my husband was working away. So following the program I found really easy. I could be super organized and make sure that I was getting a decent meal on the table each night. But it also meant that if there was nights where we ended up having eggs for tea because things just didn't fall into place the way they were supposed to, which happens, then I could relax in the fact knowing that I had that backup, that insurance policy that was going to just cover us if we didn't get the veggies all on the plate. So like Anne shared about the kids eating more veggies, dinner time is never going to be perfect. There's always going to be arguments, but I know with my family, it's not so much now eat your broccoli or eat your spinach or eat your carrots or anything like that. It's now use your fork, sit up straight, chew with your mouth closed, basic manners stuff. It's not, you know, as much as what we used to see is eat your food. And my son actually now terms himself a vegetarian. So, you know, he loves his veggies. He's all over it. He's not vegetarian, but you know, unless there's bacon or sausages involved, then he's definitely not vegetarian. But he loves his vegetables, and he gets so excited about having, you know, just vegetarian meals and not having any meat on his plate. So I love that he gets that excited about eating veggies and things like that. So it's definitely been a game changer for our family. We did the shred last term and had some great results there for both myself and my husband. And, you know, the changes that we've made on a lifestyle and sustainable type basis has been incredible. The other thing which, you know, I also loved when I came on board with this was that we got the products free for the kids too. So it meant that I could look after myself as a mum and put myself first and then look after the kids second, because we can't fill from an empty cup. So I've learned that if we're not looking after ourselves as mums, then we just can't pass that on and be as good a parents as what we want to be as well, what we strive to be. And coming back to, we put that pressure on ourselves. So it's really nice to be able to give ourselves that extra boost. So I love that about it. So like I said, tonight is about the stories. I'm really excited tonight. We've got Megan launching her business tonight. So thank you to anyone that has joined us, either the recording or live tonight, to support Megan. I know she's really appreciative, and she's also really excited about her new little business and what that means for her. So Megan, I'm just going to find you and spotlight you, hon. I'll just get you to share how Juice Plus came into your life and what you're excited about for the future.
Okay, so I actually met Joe last year in March, just before I was about to pop with my second baby. So I started taking Juice Plus in January, not long after my son was in hospital quite sick for the 30th time. And I joined the first shred and lost 4 kilos. I know it's not about how much you lose. It's really, I felt honestly amazing. With my second baby, I didn't want to wake up for feeds. I just didn't want to get out of bed. After starting Juice Plus, you know, I was up pretty much before she was up. And I just really want to share that with my friends and family. My son is delayed mentally and physically, and he is such a fussy eater. But I've sent a few videos to Joe of him dancing around the room and stuff like that when I give him his jellies. And he now brings me the packet and says, "More, mummy?" So it's good to see not just myself, but that it's affecting my kids as well. And it makes me feel really good. So I really want to share that with people.
Thanks, Megan. That's amazing. I love hearing your story. And again, congratulations on your launching your business tonight. I just know that you're going to be able to help so many people because you've just got such a powerful story to share. So that's great. Congratulations, hun. So we are going to switch things up a little bit now, and we're going to move across to Leah, who's going to share. I did mention earlier, we've got a little bit of a side gig, a bit of a hustle business that goes along with this. So we're going to share a little bit about that. Leah, if you want to take yourself off mute, that would be awesome.
Hi. Yeah. I love hearing all the stories tonight. It's, yeah, you know, I came into this business product and program, and I absolutely loved what it did for myself and my family. And I just knew that there was people I wanted to share this with. And, you know, I remember I was sort of chatting with my mum and my sister straight off, and they asked me, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? And then they were my first couple of customers, and my business really grew from there. But I know one thing that when I first came into this, I was really skeptical about, or didn't really know, was you know, how was I going to be able to grow a business? I really didn't want to go around chasing people to become that crazy sort of Juice Plus person that people avoid, and, you know, try and flog a product to family and friends. It was definitely not what I wanted to do. And we have an amazing system that gets taught to us, and, you know, really nice promotional material. Everything is really laid out for us. And what the girl who actually taught me the business showed me is that there was a really way that I could share this authentically within my values, you know, using social media a lot, because I wasn't getting out a lot. So this was something that was easy to connect with people. And, you know, that's what I did. And I was able to really start growing a really good business. And I came into it through a girl called Erin, who I met through Facebook, through social media. You know, she is actually in Melbourne and I'm in Perth. So we connected though. She said she was looking for girls to join her team, and, you know, she was able to create an income from home with her kids. And I thought that sounded amazing, and I loved the product and program. And I thought if this was a way that I could create an income, didn't have to go back to work, I just had my first baby, you know, that was just going to be absolutely incredible, more anything that I could ask, because I really didn't want to have to go back to work, you know, pop my kids in daycare. It just wasn't going to be able to mean that I could be the mum I wanted to be. So I came on board, and, you know, I'm nearly 3 years down the line, and it's been an incredible journey. You know, I've had people come and join my team, approach me that I know through people, or, you know, that I've worked with years ago, that I've been to school with. You know, they've really just seen what I've been up to. I've just been sharing, you know, what it is that I get to do, you know, day in, day out. I get to go to the playground with my kids. I've now got another one. So, you know, this has given me the opportunity to be able to, yeah, have my second daughter and not go back to work ever, probably. You know, really be my own boss, work from the playground, work when my kids are asleep, and really connect with amazing bunch of girls. We've got an awesome community, and it's really just been something that has grown organically. It certainly wasn't something that happened straight away, but we like to call it like the popcorn effect, because like popcorn, you know, once you start having those, you know, when you put it on the stove and the heat goes through it and you start having those kernels that pop, you take it off and it continues to pop. And I've certainly found that. You know, I did take some time off when I had my second daughter earlier this year. I'm going to say I took, you know, the best part of kind of 3 to 4 months where, you know, I wasn't in my business a lot, but my business grew. I paid not, you know, go down. I haven't had to have maternity pay. I've just kept my business going because I had done all that residual work. And so it's a business. I don't know what other type of business that you are able to do that in. You know, my husband and I, we do have a traditional business also. But that business, if we don't work in it, we don't get paid. We go on holidays, we don't get paid. If he was to step away for 3 to 4 months, there would be no income coming in. So the beauty of this business is that, you know, that really continues through. And now I've been able to come back and, you know, really reconnect, and I just am so excited to share this with so many people, and, you know, give the opportunity to other mums or other people who are looking to create an extra income, or maybe have something to be more their plan A, you know. If they're not loving what they're doing right now, this is always something to consider. Thanks, Jo.
Thanks, Leah. Just there we go. Thank you for that. Like I said, we're going to just share some more stories. I'm going to switch over to Nat now and get you to share your story, Nat. I know yours is a bit of a good story.
Thanks,
Find you so I can spotlight you.
Oh, you don't need to. Awesome. Well, thanks for having me, guys. I'm Nat, and I'm in Brizzy, where it's still been beautiful and warm during the daytime and a little bit cooler at night. But I was on a call earlier, and everyone down south said cold. That's not cold, so I'm not going to talk about the weather. But I just wanted to share a little bit about my story and my journey so far. I've been running my little side gig now for a bit over 2 years. I started the business just after I was bringing my second little baby home from hospital. He was 3 months preemie, so I was pretty tired, pretty stressed, pretty anxious, as we are as a mum anyway, and just really thought, how am I going to fit this in? I've got a 19-month-old and a newborn, and I really just thought, you know, what have I got to lose? I'm a zombie mum. I'm super tired. The products, you know, came into my life and were making a huge difference to my health. And I wanted to be able to share that with my friends and family and, you know, my loved ones. So I kind of had a little bit of a step back, and I thought, you know, what's my life going to look like in 5 years' time if I don't give this even just a slight little bit of a go, and find some time in my day to step up and make some changes and see what this could be for our family. And, you know, fast forward, you know, 2 years on, I've been able to retire myself from my traditional employment. I get to stay at home with my 2 little boys who are now 3 and 4, and we've got number 3 joining us in a few months' time. And what excites me the most is, just like Leah shared before, is that, you know, she hasn't had to worry about maternity leave pay or worrying about going back to work once Bub, you know, is 12 weeks old or 6 weeks old, or, you know, something like that. I don't have to worry about that. I've got my business that's going to continue to keep paying me and trickling in, even if I do take some time off, you know, and step away from my business a little bit to have that special time, you know, with my new baby. And for me, I love seeing, you know, all the beautiful people around me that continue to join our team, and what this means for them, and the big changes it means for them in their life, and what they're creating. You know, I've got mums in our team that have been able to, you know, pack up their house and travel around the country with their, you know, with their kids in tow, and, you know, other mums bringing dads home from FIFO. And that is what makes me feel really excited, because I just think, you know, what other business would give you that time freedom, that flexibility, and that opportunity to continue to grow an income in little stolen moments around your family, around your life, you know, all of those sorts of things. I'm really excited just to continue to help other people out there to create this same flexibility and freedom that I've been able to, and, you know, just keep sharing, obviously, our amazing products and programs. So thanks for having me tonight, guys.
Thanks, Nat. We're going to scoot on over to Charlie now and hear what she's been up to.
Thanks, Jo. Yeah, so hi, I'm Charlie, for those that don't know me. And Juice Plus and this opportunity came into my life, it'll be about 18 months ago now. I had returned to work after having my first baby, and I was not really too bad about going back to work. I did want to roll outside kind of the home and wanted to kind of create some kind of success for myself other than being a wife and a mum. But it wasn't long after being back in my corporate role that I kind of realised this wasn't actually all it was cracked up to be, and wasn't something that I was wanting to do for the rest of my life. I just realised I had no passion for the work I was doing, and more money and to be successful in that role was going to mean I was going to have to be away from the home more, and I was just going to have more stress, which really wasn't kind of what I wanted. And ultimately, yeah, I was just working on someone else's dreams, and that's something that I just wasn't passionate about. So all through my maternity leave, I'd kind of been watching, actually one of those people that Leah mentioned reached out to her. Like, I'd been watching what she'd been doing on social media and just wondering really what she was up to. It looked like she was having so much fun, and obviously was making money doing it. So I was really intrigued to find out what she was up to. And when she explained me, it made sense completely, and the product made sense. So I jumped on board straight away with the products and the program and just loved them. And I knew I'd be sharing them anyway. So it made sense to me to start the business as well and see where that would take me, and if that could be something that would ultimately let me move away from my corporate job. And I also love that it was something that I could start around my current commitments, so I didn't already had a young family, and I had a part-time job, so I could just fit this in around that, and I did that just so easily in stolen moments. And yeah, in the past 18 months, I've just seen how much other people have been able to achieve and what an amazing supportive community we've got, and just gradually building my business. And I know now that I don't have to be stuck in my corporate job for the rest of my life. I can create something else for myself and my family and start kind of dreaming again about what our future. And just now it's exciting to look to the future and think about what we can have. So yeah, so glad I made the move and said yes.
Thanks, Charlie. We're glad that you made the move too, because we love having you on. So it's good to have you here. So I'm just going to finish up with a couple of little things. I wanted to share basically my story when it comes to the business side of things. Like I said, my daughter had been very sick, so it made sense for me to come on board with the product. But from a business perspective, the time that I was having off work because she was sick meant that it was affecting our bank accounts. So I saw this as an opportunity to create that extra income as well. And I am a registered nurse by trade, but I've actually been able to retire myself from nursing in the last 6 months. So that's been really exciting. It means that I have so much more flexibility when it comes to doing what I need to for the kids. I think that as they get older, they actually need us more than what they do when they're babies. And the thing is that I'm now available for things like swimming lessons and dancing lessons, and and that extra money coming into our bank means I can say yes to those things for the kids as well. So I think we're booked up most nights of the week with after school activities of some sort, and it's fantastic to be able to go to those things and meet other mums and spend time and know that I'm giving the kids all those opportunities. They get to, I don't expect them to be Olympic athletes, but as long as they're getting the opportunity to try and to learn and grow on that side of things as well, just really fills my cup. Makes me happy that I can give them those opportunities. So that's really exciting for me. I also wanted to share a little bit about how we get paid. So it's a little bit exciting. We have 3 ways that we get paid, and the first one is that we get commission on our products, and we also get retail profits. So the cool thing is that we don't have to worry about keeping any product or anything at home. We don't have a garage full of products. The only stuff that we have at our home is our own product ourselves. The company, we pay $165 for our franchise fee, and that $165 gives us access to our own virtual office as well as all the resources that we get from our amazing head office in Newcastle. So what they do for us is they pack, they bill, they ship, they do all that sort of thing for us. We basically just connect the customer with the company, and then they do all that extra work. So that's amazing. We also don't have any minimum spend per month. So that's also was something that really spoke to me, that I didn't have to meet targets and things like that. We do have targets that are there if you want to meet them, but it's not something that you have to do. And, we've got certainly plenty of options for everybody that might want to, if you are interested in something like this. So we are a teaching business, and we've got a few different levels in the business. I just wanted to share a couple of those with you tonight, and just one of the compensation plans that we have. Let's flick that down a bit. So our first sort of level that we can get to is called SDVF, and it doesn't really matter what that means, but when you reach that level, it's a $400 bonus. And because we're a teaching business, we actually get a $400 bonus, the person that taught you as well. So that's pretty cool. And things just get bigger from there. So it's a $600 bonus is the next one. And again, the person that taught you, $600 bonus. The next one is SSC. That's a $1,200 bonus. And again, $1,200 for the person that taught you. The next one is Q and MD. That one's a $1,500 bonus. And again, $1,500 for the person that taught you. And then our final position, our pinnacle position, which everybody has the opportunity of getting to. It's not a matter of, that there's limited positions. There's unlimited, it's infinite, the amount of people that can get to this spot. So it's $3,000. And when we get to that point, the person that taught you is probably already earning in excess, of 80 to 100,000 a year. So that 3,000, they don't really need that by the time it gets to that point. So it's great to be able to know just a little bit about the money side of things. Again, it's not something that everybody needs to remember, but I do like to be able to share a little bit about that. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much to anybody that jumped on to support Megan tonight. I know that she really, really appreciates it, and we're really excited for you, Megan. Congratulations again. Thank you to everybody for coming on and sharing. And if there is anything that resonated with you, if you're watching the recording back, or anyone that has come on tonight, there's anything that you're not sure about, that if you've got questions about or anything like that, then please do reach out to the person that shared this with you. Or we are here every Wednesday night as well. So if you want to come back and check it out again, if you've got more questions, then, we're always happy to answer them. I know myself, I was very skeptical in the beginning, and definitely putting that through her paces when she shared this with me. So, we're more than happy. There isn't a silly question. We've heard them all. So thank you again, everybody, and have an amazing night.